welcome to Wine and the podcast where we talk about wine and everything that goes with it. We are doing golf today with Patrick Feindt Jr.
Thank you.
That works. I feel like
That's a powerful
now they killed it. Woo! Golfing already, guys.
And she's dressed the part as well.
Nice hat.
Thank you, Roger Dunn, for the fit, the shoes. It's very comfy.
Oh, Leah, did you get fitted by Roger Dunn? I didn't get the call.
No.
I'm just joking.
We
We know Patrick now, so we
You got the
We're
inside
good.
You
story.
did the golf simulator.
I did. The golf sim was.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed having you out there. It was fabulous to work with all of you, Lanai and Chris and Moani and
Oh, Lanai.
yeah.
Nobody
She
likes
was,
him.
Halia was there in spirit. And yes,
Leah
she
was
was
there in
working.
spirit.
She
Yeah,
was
you
away.
were the talk. Yeah, absolutely.
Wine and golf. I love it.
Golf.
But nobody drinks on the golf course, right? It's illegal.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Well, it depends. I mean, obviously, it depends on the level of competition that you're playing in. If you're playing in an event, an amateur event, and a professional event that means a lot to you, you're obviously not going to be out there
Right.
Right.
competition drinking. But when you're out there with friends,
Listen,
yes.
I've never broke 100 in my entire life.
Yeah, it's all good. It's like it's seriously like 10% of the population that actually do break 100. So
Seriously.
you're fine. You're in the 90 percentile. So
Wow.
You heard that? You heard that, listeners? I got an A
it.
minus. 90%.
there you go. Yeah, there's only A's in this
I
game.
gotta be honest, I drink beer when I'm on the course.
Same.
Like
yeah.
huge amounts of beer. And that's partly the only reason I golf in the first place, beer and cigars. But I've recently started to get into drinking wine on the golf course because you only need to bring one bottle, really, right, for the whole 18 holes.
Nice.
And it's always hot, and it's always, I mean, you drink beer because it's low in alcohol and you just want to pound it, right? It's crushable. So what I brought today to simulate, we're on the golf course, is a super young rosé from a very old estate in Schloss Gobelsberg.
Wow, you pronounced that perfectly.
Very nice.
Go
yeah.
you.
Like a Feindt. Yeah,
Just
I
like
know, I
Feindt.
get those,
Feindt.
those German Austrian pronunciations, I get it. But yeah, it's really young, so it's really fresh, floral, vibrant. And the cool thing about this is that it's extremely low in alcohol.
Oh, good.
So most wines clock in 13%. A lot of people are used to drinking much higher alcohol wines. This is 12% even, and I think they're lying because it's so.
So this is basically something that would be for me because I'm
pink
such a
juice.
lightweight. So winning.
Yeah.
Can I just say though, we're all kind of just in harmony with
Yes.
and we didn't plan this.
Absolutely,
The
no,
reds and the pinks and the blush.
The pink.
I'm
Wow.
glad to
Okay.
get it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you try some?
It's excellent. Yeah. I mean, I really.
Oh, and you need more.
Yeah. Sure.
I love it.
It was more of a chug, I guess.
Refreshing.
Yeah, like
It's fresh. I'm usually not the cold, lighter colored wines, but this is delicious.
when you're out in the sun and it's like.
Yeah, I get it. I guess my question though is, we obviously have some carts that have coolers on it. How are we keeping this cold during our ride off?
Do you have carts with coolers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I just golf at the ghetto places. Yeah. I
like
keep them
built
in my
into
bag.
the cart?
Yeah, they have like a little assembly on the side of it,
got it.
but it'll only fit like 2 or 3 cans of beer, so it's not obviously gonna
Really?
fit this bottle.
Oh,
so.
I've seen that. It's like on the side of the passenger.
Yeah.
So you can just pick it up right there.
I need to upgrade my golf, like where I go.
Your golf, your golf
Luckily,
spots.
Yeah. Yeah, lucky I know Patrick now. We're boys, so
Absolutely.
So hook me up. So one of my favorite wine mentors, like a man named Bruce Nyers. He's seriously like on the Mount Rushmore of winemakers, wine people in the United States. The guy's a genius. When he drinks some wine, he puts ice in the glass. And if Bruce Nyers can put ice in his wine glass, then I feel like I can, because this man is like a god amongst men when it comes to wine.
Is that like a bad thing to put?
It's like a no-no, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
a lot of
it's a
people,
no-no.
a lot of people like would frown upon that, like it's wine snobbery, right? But if that guy can do it, then I feel like I can do it. So as long as we got like a cooler with ice, I think we're good.
I feel better about myself now that I'll actually put a glass or put
You do
some
that
ice in
too?
it. Well, for my beer, like sometimes just to kind of make it extra cold, just put a few.
Are you from here?
Not originally from Oahu. Originally from just outside of Washington D.C.
No wonder you haven't heard of the term bucket ice.
Right.
Yeah, so it's this uncle drink. So whenever you order bucket ice at a bar, and it's usually a dive bar, or you usually tell like one of the kids, when you're drinking out on the golf course or wherever, like, oh, we'll grab Uncle Bucket Ice. It's essentially like a glass of ice that you pour your beer into.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I would think that it would be like you go to the bar and you get the 5-pack of Bud Lights or whatever in the bucket.
Yeah.
That's what I was literally thinking.
That's what I would call it. Yeah.
Bucket ice.
You don't know.
We're just gonna take a break right now before Chris gets on me again. When we get back, we'll talk more with Patrick. See you soon. Rest easy with the new windows from Windows Hawaii, featuring Ali'i Extreme windows with their exclusive sound reduction and security package. Call 671-0808 today. 120-day peace of mind guarantee exclusively at Inspiration Interiors. Inspiration will refund you the difference if you find a lower price on identical merchandise delivered in Hawaii.
Wine Ad brought to you by Locations, whose team of trusted neighborhood experts have been helping Kama'aina to buy and sell homes since 1969. Locally owned and operated.
Welcome back to Wine and Golf with Patrick Feindt. Okay, so I'm really enjoying this, but I want to ask, what is your favorite drink on the course?
Yeah, so usually a lot of water, but if I'm out with the boys or whoever having a good time, it's usually like a light beer.
Nice.
So having something as delicate as this is great.
Do you like the wines or the wine?
I like how refreshing
I
it
like
is.
it.
Yeah, it's made with like two grapes that like not a lot of people have heard of. It's native to Austria, so Zweigelt and Saint Laurent, and there's a little bit of Pinot Noir in there. But because nobody's heard of those kind of grapes before, the price doesn't necessarily reflect how good this wine is, because you can't sell Zweigelt and Saint Laurent to a lot of people. So I hate to stereotype all golfers, but there's like this. We call on country clubs a lot in my job, and I cannot tell you the amount of like Napa cab that people drink at the golf course, and that never ever rang true to me when it's like a hot day and you just want something refreshing. We sell a lot of Napa cab, and it's like insane that all these golfers now want to make that style. Is that something you do after the course? I mean, you're certainly not drinking wine on the course when you're golfing, right?
Yeah,
is that something you do in the clubhouse?
Yeah, for sure. So when I came up through the industry, I was at a private club outside of DC for 13 and a half years. So specifically to post-round events, like 9 and dine events that we would have, where we'd have couples events. They go at 5 o'clock. Afterwards, 9 and dine, plenty of wine, plenty of food. Yes, especially red wine, because I don't get it either. Red wine on the golf course. Just I love red wine, but I'm not going to drink it on the golf course.
Huge, big alcoholic red wines.
Yeah, that's not going to work. It's too, in my opinion, I'm not as up to. I'm just not as up to the education that you have, but it's probably a little bit too thick and a little bit too warm for my liking on the golf course.
But people love it.
Yeah,
people love it after round. So I mean, this brings me to the next wine, which is Chimney Rock, Cabernet Sauvignon from the Stag Leap District. The cool story behind this wine, and the link to golf here, the link to golf, no pun intended. When it was purchased back in 1980, this property, it actually came with a golf course. In fact, so a little bit of golf trivia for obviously a pro. You're gonna nail it. I'm just asking you this because I can't pronounce the man's name. Who is the person that won the most golf majors?
Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus.
How could you not pronounce that?
Because I get it confused with the actor that sits courtside on the Lakers games. So I don't want to,
So funny, I get it.
So he actually made his own wine in 2010 or something like that with the Terlato family, who is the same importer of Chimney Rock. And while he was crafting his own wine, he tasted wines here and tried to make it in that particular style. So not only does Chimney Rock come with a golf course, and now that we sort of have it in with this winery, we should go there one day.
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus.
Very good, yeah.
Wow, I sound like total nerd. He tasted wines here and crafted his own label. I actually tried to get some. I couldn't find any. So we're drinking the next best thing.
This one is strong. Lots of acidity and.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a chill to it.
Yeah. Which is how I like to serve red wines of all kinds.
Yeah.
So
It's just like
on that, what is the temperature that you would serve a red wine at?
For rosé, I want it ice cold.
Sure.
Like this wine is what you do when you chill wines is you lose aromatics, right? You lose like how pretty the wine smells. we're not concerned with that with rosé because it's already so floral and so pretty. With the red wine, I think I'd serve it at this temperature, like with a slight chill on it. Only thing with wine like this, the further chilled down it is, the more pronounced the tannins are. So it comes off leaving your mouth a little more drier than usual. Yeah. But to each his own, right? Some people put ice cubes in this wine. Some people put Coke in this wine. And Coca-Cola.
You know what? I have had Coca-Cola with wine before, and it's kind of interesting, the taste. It's actually really good.
All right, I give up.
That's interesting. Never thought
I
of
only tried it once.
There was a pretty famous golfer that I heard that was his drink of choice.
What's his name?
I cannot
Why?
I cannot say. How's the wine?
Good. It's just like a little too acidic for it. Just like that. I don't know why.
It's really strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
coming off of the rosé, but that's exactly what
Right.
people want to drink. It seems like
I
it's
like
like
the
a country
rosé
club
better.
thing.
I do too. I'm not
Sorry.
gonna lie.
We're choosing now.
Like if I were on the golf
Rosé.
course, I would definitely go for the rosé. Like I want to be drinking something cool and
It makes you feel cute, light,
right.
refreshing.
And it's
Well, I
kind
always
of
feel that way.
girly, right? It's
Yeah.
girly. Yeah.
Well, I always feel that way too.
If it's nice and hot out there too, it's definitely something that's going to cool you down. So
Exactly.
that's definitely what I would choose over this.
Oh,
We're gonna take a quick break. Oh, we got each other. Okay, I got her. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Jinx, you owe me wine and Coke.
Wine Ad brought to you by Locations, whose team of trusted neighborhood experts have been helping Kama'aina to buy and sell homes since 1969. Locally owned and operated. Wine Ad brought to you by Beachside Roofing, the leaders. The Hawaii Symphony Orchestra returns to in-person concerts at Hawaii Theater and the Blaisdell. Visit myhso.org for tickets and information.
welcome back, guys. All right, so we got into the wine. Let's get into a little bit more golf. Me and Chris were able to visit Patrick at the golf simulator with Roger
Hilarious.
Dunn. You know, I tried. That's all that matters. But by the end, I will say Patrick got me, like I was doing well. Come on, I was doing
did
good. I was
excellent.
doing my form. Chris was just crushing it, and Lanai was just crushing it the whole time. So, but how do you fit someone for a golf club? Like I mean, Halil wasn't able to be there, so maybe just take
Fill
her
me in.
through the process.
Just in spirit. You
Yeah.
were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the most important part in playing the game, if you want to get to the next level, is to get fit for a set of clubs. Someone walks into the door that is 5'3", the same person my size at 6'5" is not going to be put into the same set of clubs. Also, the width of a grip or the thickness of a grip is obviously going to be different for people that have bigger, smaller hands. Club head speed, how fast you swing the club, is going to be how stiff that you want the shaft of the club to be. And then probably, especially with irons, the way that an iron, I wish I brought an iron with me, but the way that an iron fits on the ground and the way that it strikes the ground is not going to be set the same for you or I. So that's something that club makers take into account. We provide the recommendation as far as this is what we feel like would be the best equipment for you, and then we make it happen.
really does make a difference. Like
So
we were just
particular.
messing around, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I could finally break 100 with the proper clubs. I'm not bad at golf. I'm just poor, probably.
Do you
What can I
own
say?
your own set
I
of clubs?
do.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
terrible set. But yeah, I mean, even with the coaching, right? Like I suck obviously, but I liked to play. I mean,
Well, I'm pretty sure you were pretty good at the golf simulator. But
You hit the ball very, very well.
yeah,
hit it.
it was like
the one shot that we got on camera, I hit really well. But the coaching too. I mean, we spent a couple hours together, but really there was like just a couple minutes of like, here's what you should do, like 2 sentences, and it fixed, a lot of different things. Is
Sure.
coaching something that you also provide there?
Yeah, so it's the biggest draw at the golf sim currently is golf instruction by a PGA certified instructor. So,
Who's that?
yours truly, cheers. Our staff is extremely knowledgeable in every aspect of the game, but we supply certified instruction by PGA professionals. So I turned pro in 2003, gained membership within the PGA of America in 2007. So been teaching for quite some time. So It is what we are all passionate about when we get into the industry. There's two sides of the industry. You play on TV or you work on the club scene. There's only a certain amount of people that like to work the club scene, that answer the phones and to book member tee times. And then there's other aspects of teaching and club fitting, which is what we provide at the golf sim.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's such a rad experience. I mean, it really, like, the technology alone, it was just every single minute detail, like to how much weight I'm putting on one foot versus the other versus my heel and my toe. And
Right. What if you're injured? What if you got like, certain.
well, that was
swing
for
load?
me.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I told Patrick, like, oh, I injured my Achilles. I tore my Achilles. And he said, oh, was that your left one? Yeah.
Well, because Patrick had us like stand on like this. I guess it kind of like helped with showing like what weight
balance.
and balance, and then we also had a camera, so it was like you could literally see your whole swing, and then he would come in, readjust you. So
Wow.
I mean, I felt like a pro at the end of it.
Oh, I think I
didn't
am
look
a
like
pro.
one,
I think
but
we should
felt
be on
like
TV.
one.
We could probably be on TV.
Yeah,
So
probably could.
For sure.
my
for
question
sure.
is, how much, I don't know how to word this, but athleticism does it take? Do you need to be the most athletic person, or maybe it's more technique?
It's probably a little bit of both. It is very misunderstood that golf actually is a sport. It's not just a hobby. It takes a toll on your body, a lot of twisting and contortion. And if you play 18 holes of golf, you're pretty tired at the end of the day. So there is a certain aspect of fitness that goes along in golf that you have to keep up with for the longevity of your game.
Wow. So how do you train? Like, how do you keep in shape?
Well, look at me. I'm probably not the best person to ask that question, but there's certain programs within the golf industry. TPI is one that is a fitness program through Titleist that's provided that teaches golf-specific activities. Now, you could go to the gym, jump on a cable, put some light weights on there, because light weights is the way to go when we're talking about golf, because it's not, a bodybuilder necessarily isn't going to hit the ball as far as someone that doesn't even work out.
I'm going to have to stop you in there. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get back into all of the workouts,
All the
whatever we
tips.
need to be fit. See you soon.
We're back with Wine and Golf. Okay, so we're talking about training, athleticism, everything it takes to be the better golfer. So
Light weights over heavy weights.
Definitely lightweight training. Emphasis
do
on,
that.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I can do it too.
I can't
Yeah.
lift heavy.
That's why I
So
get it.
why is that? Is that like a flexible thing?
It's a flexibility thing, yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not trying to be, let's say, tight. You're trying to be as elastic as you possibly can be, which is going to free up your range of motion, and assuming we hit the center of the club face is going to provide longer golf shots.
wow.
Assuming we hit the center.
Assuming, yeah,
Have
because
you
that's
had
what it
any
is.
injuries from golfing? Or?
Yes, I've done a few things. Broke my foot on the golf course, which usually doesn't happen. It happened in 2007, and it was my own fault. I was just jumping to get out of the way of a errant golf shot and landed on my foot wrong and broke my foot. So I've been hit a few times with a ball. I do not recommend ever allowing that to happen. And then past that, just normal wear and tear, tendonitis, and stuff like that.
I mean, after that day at the golf sim, I was sore.
My back was sore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Legitimately sore.
Yeah, like my lower back. I was
Yeah.
like,
Wow. I enjoy playing golf as like recreational, as just for fun, but I never thought that you would get injured that much, because you think in comparison of other sports like football and soccer and like all of those injuries, but you can also, and I thought that in this sport, you can play it all the way up until you're older. So
You definitely can.
Yeah.
And again, contact sports is obviously going to take more of a wear and tear, and golf is something that's going to allow you to play for hopefully the rest of your time. But I don't think we were put on this earth to twist and contort our spine the way that it takes to provide long golf shots, right? So that's why fitness is probably at the top, so that you can play for the rest of time.
wow.
You've been hit by golf balls?
been hit.
I know, I was literally going to ask, like, can you, explain?
Is that what,
Yeah.
is that what, so people are supposed to warn you, right? Is that why they say four?
Or
If it's, yes, four is something that, F-O-R-E is something that people yell if a ball is going offline. But the 2 times that, I'm sorry, it's been 3 times, but
See, you've been hit so many times you can't even
yeah,
remember.
it's been 3 times. But my latest one, I'll tell a quick story. We were in Kiowa Island, South Carolina on a guy's trip, and it's just a beautiful scenery. They actually are playing this year, 2022. Let me take that back. 2021, Phil Mickelson, oldest person to ever win a major championship, was at Kiowa Island, same golf course that I was playing. However, we were a twosome, paired up with another couple. Very last hole, she hit the golf shot, hit me. I was standing about 50 yards behind her. It smacked me in the back of the arm. Doesn't feel good. She felt extremely bad. What can I do? Is there anything I can do? I was like, well, when we go in, maybe you could buy me a painkiller, okay? So she's like, excuse me, I'm gonna buy you a painkiller? Like, you need Tylenol, Advil? I was like, no, painkiller, it's a drink,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so painkiller is a island drink, if you will, rum and coconut, and it's a great drink that they serve at the Ryder Cup bar at Kiowa Island.
Wow.
Shout out to Kiowa Island.
Yeah.
Very
Did she
cool.
buy you the drink?
She bought me the drink, yes.
I would hope so. She would buy you.
Yeah.
I would feel
Damn
bad
ball.
if I.
Well, she felt horrible.
Yeah.
Obviously it hurt, but I felt horrible for her because nobody wants to hit somebody with an errant golf
Here's
shot.
a real
right?
question. Have you ever hit anybody with an errant golf shot? No, you're straight down the fairway every time, right?
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Really?
I don't actually know that question.
They're no longer with us.
Yeah, they're no
The
longer
people
with
that you
us.
hit. I've seen you smack that ball.
I cannot ever recollect it ever hitting.
I've hit a car. I've hit a windshield.
Hit a car, windshield.
it.
Yes.
We're gonna.
took
I
it
really want to hear this story.
We have to see it.
But you have to meet us at the extended version.
We don't need
because-
to.
We do.
on YouTube. Patrick, where can our audience find you?
At the Golf Sim HI is our handle for Instagram. TheGolfSim.com would be our website.
Beautiful.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you so
Go
much.
ahead and find us on
Cheers.
Instagram, Wine and Podcast, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you at the extended version.
All right, welcome back to the extended version on YouTube of Wine and Golf. Where should we? Oh,
I
we
wanna
don't
hear
have
your
to talk
story.
about
I wanna hear your
the
story
story.
of how you hit
Story,
somebody.
Lauren.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Or hit a car.
Hit the car.
I don't
Yeah.
remember how old I was, but I know I was little. I went with my dad's stepmom. She's really big into golfing. I'm not going to say what golf course. But basically,
Have you been drinking?
yeah, totally. Since 8:30 today.
Thank you.
No, so we were on a golf course, and I was obviously just she was messing around, showing me. I always admired her golfing, and we were close to the parking lot, and so she did a swing, and she's like, "Okay, Mwani, your turn." I'm supposed to go that way, and I went this way, and it was close to the parking lot, and it hit a Mercedes windshield and cracked it.
What?
I ran.
Yeah.
Wasn't my proudest moment, but we just ran away.
Oh,
No way.
not the Mercedes.
And she never took me golfing after that.
Wait, so you never owned up to it at all?
I don't remember. I think she handled it, but I just was like, oh. I was little. I was like, I didn't mean to. That's what I said.
When stuff like that happens, who pays for it? Like if there's
I was supposed,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to pay for it, because
I think so.
Yeah.
But if there's houses,
you're
if
supposed
there's
to.
houses lined up right next to the fairway, and most people that golf, we're not pros, right?
Yeah, so speaking of where I came up through the industry, 13 and a half years, private club, golf course, houses on the golf course. Yes, we had a few encounters with homeowners getting their property damaged from it. It's under the homeowner's umbrella.
Insured.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, golfers play at their own risk, right? So you're out on the golf course, you get hit, you get hurt. It's on yourself, but it's understood that if you live on a golf course, your house is going to get hit.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically setting yourself up. It's like,
fully
why
agree.
park your car right there?
Right.
You know? Just go to the parking lot.
Because that's the parking lot.
So it's partially their fault for parking there.
They parked in the wrong spot, right?
Yeah, I don't get people who live in houses
Yeah.
near the golf course. I mean, it's the same people that choose to build houses in like this place called Tornado Alley. You know?
Right.
I mean,
right.
God bless anybody that's been through a natural disaster, but like, yeah, it's at some point, you know.
You're setting
Right.
yourself up.
Yeah.
Especially and if you do one of these days live at a club and you build on a golf course, always build on the left side of the golf course, because 90% of people hit it, slice the ball, or 90% of golfers are right-handed and they slice the ball to the right. So never.
I'm left-handed.
And you're left-handed, so yes, but you're
special.
You're very special, but you are build on the left side of the golf course.
You know, I've seen Moani swing.
Yes.
I would probably choose to live on the other side of the golf course, just because like the odds are. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just gonna be honest. I wouldn't even live on a golf course if I was.
Actually, you know
swinging.
what? I've seen you swing. It wouldn't even reach the house. I think we're good. We're good. It's like
I think we made strides, though.
it like dribbles off the tee.
I left.
No, we
like,
did. We
almost
did.
We made
You
strides.
did.
Semi. Not even close to semi,
Patrick-
but I'm
Yeah.
missing.
He tells you like two things, and like just shows you like how to move your hand like an inch or whatever, and you're like,
But it
Holy
makes
shit.
all the
Right,
difference.
Sure.
Like the
Yeah.
inch, the way you move, like that follow through. It's
Wow.
so I just have
Good,
to ask
cheers.
you, what is your thoughts on Tiger Woods? Be honest. Be honest.
I love how you said, is he like actually a good golfer? And he's like,
I don't know. Well, he's
Yeah.
made, the news in good light and in bad light. And growing up,
Yeah.
that was someone that I saw like winning, so I just really want to know.
Well, you
what's
don't
your
even
opinion?
need to play golf to know the name, right?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods,
right.
right?
He's iconic. He brought. It's safe to say he brought more people,
He brought more
a
people
larger
to the
audience to the game,
Yeah.
and
But you were different eras in golf. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer. You were either an Arnold Palmer guy or you were a Jack Nicklaus guy. You weren't both.
Oh.
My era, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
You're either a Phil Mickelson guy or you're a Tiger Woods guy. Can't be one or the same. So I was a Phil Mickelson guy because of, for some reason, Jack Nicklaus, which we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
earlier. I saw that name and it Nicholas, I don't know, some reason that put a bell or rang a bell, and that's going to be the guy that I follow. But I was more of a Phil Mickelson guy growing up. Tiger, though, coming back to the game, all the people that he's brought back to the game, his awards and accolades, the most wins ever by someone on the PGA Tour,
well,
15 major championships, 3 behind Jack. He's a big deal, right?
how come people don't like? Are they so they're rivals? Obviously.
Yeah, sure. It's just like anything in sports, right? So if you're a
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Tom Brady, exactly. You're not going to be fans of both of them, right? You're either one or the other, right?
Wow.
And that goes back in time. Boxing, Frazier and Ali, you're one or the other, right? So any sport that you can think of, you're going to be one or the other. But I appreciate everything he's done for me because he's brought a lot of people into the game, and those are the people from my side, from a teaching side, that I've been able to work with over my
Nice.
career. So
Very cool.
I appreciate everything that he's done for me.
Anything else to say,
That's
Christopher?
PC. I love that. We need to drink more, and then we can hear how we really feel.
Have you worked with any like professional golfers or like helped to train any big time celeb, Michelle Lee?
So I have played with many celebrities over my career, but from a student teacher relationship, I've had some kids go on and play D1 golf in college.
Wow.
I haven't had that one that made it big on the tour or whatever, but I've played rounds of golf with a lot growing up in the DC area. A lot of Washington football, a lot of Washington Wizard,
Wow.
so on and so forth. But like my latest one was probably a few years back. Dierks Bentley, if you know Dierks Bentley. Yeah.
Such a good country artist.
Right. So he's still getting.
He was on The Voice.
Oh yeah.
He's still getting. It was 2015, I want to say. He came out. He was in DC, and his PR guy called my club and said, "Hey, he's in town. Can you get him out?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Can you play with him?" I'm like, "Absolutely, sure." So we went out and played 18 holes of golf. Me, him, and I can't remember his lead guitar guy off the top of my head. But much the same. He asked for a few things. I gave him a few things, and we had a great time on the golf course.
Wow.
How does that? So it's not a teaching thing necessarily. It's just a.
Yeah, exactly. It was just more of a sometimes people want to play with the pro, and you just go out and play and show them a good time. It's just kind of you're the PGA pro at the golf course. You are kind of the ambassador as well. Some of my friends would tease me. They would call me the mayor of the club or whatever. But you know, the PGA Pro wears a lot of hats at the club, right? And one of them is, you know, showing off your facility, just like I showed you the golf set. So different title being the director of instruction, but, you know, it's so much more of just being an ambassador and doing, you know, hanging out with you guys and talking golf, and drinking wine that we do that is just part of what we do for a living. So.
I was gonna say I want that job, but at the same time, it's the same in the same vein. It's like, oh, Chris, take this guy out for dinner, or you know, we need to entertain this winemaker or this big buyer. Like, have dinner.
Yeah.
For free.
It's so funny, just like wine, like there's a different crowd that drinks wine. Not saying it's not for everyone, but even golf is for everyone, but there's a different crowd that golfs. Like everyone says that that's a great place to network.
Absolutely.
Why do you think so? Like,
you know, my mom told me at a young age that that's where I was going to make and break deals was on the golf course.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the guy that had a briefcase and worked at a bank and wore a suit. But and I never really thought I was going to make a career out of it. But yeah, it's just something that, depending on the clientele that you're working on, you go out and play a round of golf, and it's not about, you know, how well you play. It's about making relationships and maintaining those relationships and making deals on the golf course, because there are a lot of deals that happen.
Seriously,
it's funny. I mean, like you have their ear for what, 5 hours?
Yeah, at least depending on
Yeah, so
5 hours?
it's like you can't escape me because we're
literally 5
on
hours.
the course for 5
Right.
hours together.
Yep.
So we shall bond
We
and
shall.
drink together.
Right?
It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
5 hours?
isn't
How
it?
long is it?
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, yeah, for real. Like so the 4.5 hours is basically what the recommendation is. That's 15 minutes a hole for 18 holes of golf, if you think about it. So if you have 4 people, 15 minutes, it goes by pretty quick, you know, just like this bottle of wine, right? So yeah, 4.5, 5 hours is the norm, which is a lot of time to obviously be away, but
Right.
bringing up a great point about making deals on the golf course, that's
Because most business people are like, I don't have time, I have to go, right?
Right.
But when they're on the field, it's like, you're here.
I always
Yep.
feel
You're
like
working.
it's like an upper crust type of hobby, though, just like wine.
Yeah.
Like it feels like elevated, right? Like you're not a beer drinker, or you're not taking shots, you're drinking wine. You're like taking time to open the bottle and serve it at the right temperature and fancy glasses. Golf feels like that to me, the sport, which is why I never really got into it.
sure. I mean, you want to play basketball? Go buy a basketball, $25, $30. Go find a hoop. You can find a hoop anywhere.
Yeah.
Go make some friends. You find a team. It costs you $25, $30. You want to play golf? There's an investment involved in each club. Then you have to join a club. You have to pay to play the golf course, right? Whereas a basketball court, the last time I played, I didn't have to pay a fee to play the basketball
How
court.
much is it like to be a member at a country or like a country club? I guess you would.
Yeah, like
call
your
it,
old
right?
club in DC, was it?
So ours was pretty conservative, and we were far enough outside of DC. We were still DC metropolitan, but we were on the lower tier. So it was when I left, it was right around 20 grand to join, and $450 or so a month, which is
How much is YLA?
It's like a car.
Like six,
yeah, right.
Six.
like buying a
six
car.
figures?
6 figures.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think depending on if you get to the upper crust of membership, full membership at YLA, yeah, you're definitely 6 figures.
Yeah.
6 figures is the norm if you're talking about some of the upper echelon of golf courses. The ones that have stories and history developed around them.
But there are strides at making the game a little more accessible, right?
Very much so. You know, from my side, from the PGA of America's side, about the 5-hour part of it, and playing more 9 holes of golf, which only lasts 2 hours, let's say. Not necessarily that you're going to be making deals out during that time, but just to get around quicker, because you can't be around. You can't be away from family that long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's other activities that the kids are doing that supersede being out on the golf course for 5 hours on the weekend. Right. So. Also, playing it forward is an initiative to where, you don't need to necessarily play all the way back where they tell you to play back or where the guys and gals on TV play. Move forward, play faster, stuff like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could use some of that.
Yeah.
I really could. Then maybe I would have gotten into it as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up on Kauai, so I heard we have one of the best municipal courses in the state, right?
I would love to play it. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that I can get you into.
It's a
I'm
plan.
down.
I have pool there.
It's a date.
Yeah, I'm down.
20
Cheers.
bucks.
Romance.
$20.
I have
said a
pool there.
bromance?
It's like 20 bucks, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
A bromance just happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was happening.
Yeah.
It was
This is a culmination
growing.
of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
besides golf, like what do you like to do? Hang out with your family?
You nailed it. Yeah. Yeah. Family's everything, right? So my wife and I got here, and I have 2 kids. So my wife's active duty, Army.
Wow.
That's what brought us here.
Oh.
July of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, with a 2-month-old son.
Wow.
His name is Patrick Feindt as well. We call him Trip because he's the 3rd. So
That's cool.
It's very mainland. If you, in the South, in particular, you name your kids either Trey or Trip if they're the 3rd. And then my daughter Palmer, Grace.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
no
cute.
doubt, no doubt, named after Arnold Palmer.
Is it a family affair? Do you hope one day they take up the clubs like you did?
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? But I'm not, I'm very much into I want my kids to be very, spread out when it comes to their sports. My daughter loves gymnastics, so she goes hard with gymnastics. If she picks up a club, she picks up a club. It's not going to be her whole life.
Yep.
It's going to be just a part of it.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on here. One more time
Yeah.
for our viewers, what are your handles?
Handles @ProFeindt, FEINDT. That's my personal one, and then Patrick Feindt, FEINDT is Facebook, and the Golf Sim, HI,
Which is a really cool spot.
Instagram.
which is a cool
It's a
spot.
really cool
Instagram.
spot.
You got to check it out. We do all the fittings and the instruction, and then also provide. We haven't talked about the recreation experience, and we played Pebble Beach, and we played some of these other golf courses.
Oh yeah, right through the video.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, guys, be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, follow us on Instagram @Wine Podcast. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thanks,
Aloha.
Patrick.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Aloha.
Yes. Cheers.